What's up, you guys? I'm back with another one. And today, it's Crazy Cow here, 2237. I'm back with another one. Today, I'm here with another story. So this story takes place when I was in the what grade was I in? This story takes place when I was in the 6th grade. So I was in the 6th grade when this happened, and this story is kind of crazy, but like, I mean, it's not really. Well, it is crazy for my age, but I'm just gonna get into it. You guys will see. So I was how old was I? This year was like a year ago. 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. I don't know, but I was 11 years old, and I'm really garbage at sniping, guys. But I was 11, and I was at home with my dad because my dad got a week off. Well, it wasn't a week, but he had the weekend off. And, like, he never gets the weekend off. So I was like, yay, I get to spend time with my dad. So I'm at home with my dad on the weekend. And this was a Friday. This was Friday. So Friday, no. This was around Easter. Yeah, this was around Easter. So Friday, no. He didn't have the whole weekend off. He had, like, a couple of days off because it was around Easter. So it was the Easter day, and he broke his leg. I'll tell you guys why that, you'll see. So he broke his leg, and we went to the hospital the same day he broke his leg. So, yeah. Okay, no. Okay. This is, okay, I almost died. Okay, so it's like, I'm trying to remember the whole story, but, okay, so before he broke his leg, you'll see. So, we went out, it was a Friday night, we went out to go get, food. We was going to get Popeye's chicken, and, like, we were hungry, so he said, alright, I'm gonna go get food. So he went to get food, and he got food. So we took it home. I don't know if there's something in the food, I don't know what it was, but we got food. Okay, we're eating the food, and then, like, 2 hours later, my stomach starts hurting. Dad, my stomach hurts. He said, maybe you have to throw up or something. And, like, it was hurting really bad. So I told him my stomach was hurting. He said, well, maybe you have to use the bathroom. Like, no, it's not that. I already tried that. I don't have to use the bathroom. He said, oh, well, I don't know. He said, I don't really know. If something happens, we'll go to the hospital. If it keeps bothering, we'll go to the hospital. So I was like, okay. So it was hurting all night. I went to go drink a lot of water. I drank way too much water, actually. It wasn't the water. So, I mean, you know what I mean. So, well, it didn't have anything to do with the water. The water didn't help at all, actually. It made it a little bit worse. So, yeah. So, the next day, my stomach still hurts. And then we were on our way to my aunt's house. You know how I said my aunt lives right across from me. We were on our way to her house. And my dad was on the hoverboard, and I have a hoverboard. I still have it till this day. But my dad was on the hoverboard, and we were on our way over there to my aunt's house. Like, it's literally all you have to do is, like, when you walk out of my house, you take a right, walk down a few houses, and boom, it's right there. So we're on our way over there, and he falls. Like, when he was going down, like, the driveway type thing. He takes a right, and he does it so fast that he falls off of it, and I had to help him get upstairs. And then my aunt was really actually with us at the time, but we were on our way to her house. Wait, no, she wasn't with us at the time, actually. She was at home, and I ran over there and I got her, and then I told her what happened. And then she came with me, and she came with me over back to my dad. So we're over there with my dad. She has her car, and then she asked me. She said, "What happened?" And I told her what happened. I said my dad was on the hoverboard and he fell off. He took the turn too fast, and he fell off when we were on our way to your house. Then she was like, "Oh, okay, well." She said, oh, okay, well, I want to go back home and finish cooking, and if anything else happens, come let me know. So I said, okay. And then we called my mom, because my mom is a nurse, and she wasn't home at the time. She was a nurse. She wasn't home at the time. So I called my mom. I told her what happened, and then she asked me, is it swelling up? Like, is it swollen? And like, do you see any lumps or anything? And I said, yeah, actually I do. So it was like a big bump. This story is more about my dad, but it influences on me. So I said, yeah, actually I do. So my dad had a bump on his leg, and then my dad had a bump on his leg, and then my dad had a bump on his leg. So I told her that he had a bump on his leg, and then she's like, oh, well, it's probably broken. And I was like, broken? And she said, yeah, it's probably broken. It could be broken. And I said, well, all right, I'm gonna tell my aunt. I'm not gonna say her name. Let's just call her Charlotte. I'm gonna tell Aunt Charlotte. And then I told Aunt Charlotte, and then she said, well, I'll take him to the hospital. And remind you, my stomach still hurts in the process. Like, my stomach still hurts, like, bad. So she took him to the hospital, and I was like, hey, Dad, can you, like, let them know that my stomach's bothering me? And then he was like, yeah, I'll let them know. But he never did, actually, because he felt like it wasn't that important, like, it's just a stomach ache. But actually, it was more than that. So he didn't tell them, actually, because he was like, and he kind of forgot because he was like, you know, his leg's broken. So he didn't tell them. And then he got an ice pack for his leg, and yes, it was broken. There was a small fracture, but it was still broken. So we go home, and he's limping. He sits down, and he can't go to work for a whole month. He can't go back to work for a whole month. So he was like, he actually was upset about that. Even though it was still with pay, but, like, he likes his job. He still gets paid he still got paid, but he just loves his job. So, yeah, he was upset about that. But he was like, you know what, it's not it. At least I'm home. You know, he said, at least I'm home. Spend more time with you and all that. So I was like, yeah. So at least he got that out of it. So, yeah, we're just chilling at home. And then my stomach still hurts, and I'm in my room on my bed, like, just in pain, just shriveled up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my stomach was killing me. So yeah, my stomach was killing me at the time. And then, yeah, so, like, the next 2 days, it was the next day, right? He told us to come back tomorrow, the doctor. So the next day, we went to the doctor's. And cause I said something this time. I was like, Dad, we need to find out what's going on with my stomach. So, yeah. So, I told the doctor, I said, hey, my stomach hurts. And I was like, they said, what do you think it is? And I was like, just a stomach? And I'm like, no, it's something more than that, because it's hurting really bad. But, like, I said, okay, we'll check you out. And then they touched the left side of my stomach, and they said, oh. And I was like, what do you mean, oh? And I like, hold on a second. They said, Antonio, can we step outside and talk to you for a second? That's actually my dad's name, so I'll tell you. I don't care. I already decided. But his name is Antonio. They said, Antonio, can we step outside? Can we talk to you outside for a second? So, no, they told me to go outside. I'm sorry. They told me to go outside for a second. So I'm sitting outside, and then they talking to my dad, and I asked my dad, what did they say? And they said that I could have, what is it called? I forget the name of it, but it's like appendix removal. I probably need an appendix removal. And then I came back, and they told me I could come back in. I came back in the room. That's when he told me. And I'm like, oh, what's that? Because I didn't know what it was back then. And then he told me what it was, and I was like, oh, well, I'm really young. That's really weird. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, it is. So, and he's like, well, that's crazy. I'm sorry for not checking you sooner. And I'm like, no, it's all right. So, next, I'm in the hospital, okay? It was the same day, actually. No. Yeah, the same day, actually. The same day, I'm in the hospital. Now, I have to go in for surgery. Yes, the same exact day. Isn't that crazy? So, no. They tell us to go to a different hospital. We had to go to a different hospital to get my surgery done. But that we'll see why I say surgery. I didn't know I had surgery till when I got to the hospital. But they told us the name of the hospital to go to, and then they said we need to go as soon as possible. So we go to the hospital right after that. My dad's leg still broke, and he's just chilling in the chair right beside me. And I was like, this is insane. And it was crazy, and I was like, this is insane. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed, And then they come in. That's when they felt the side of my stomach, and I said, that's when they felt the side of my stomach again to make sure, and they asked me, did it hurt like in certain places, and I'm like, yeah, it hurts right here. Then I said, yeah, he might need a appendix removal. And then they did some tests. They gave me some IV. I was really messed up on the IV. And then I was sitting in the room for like 2 hours waiting with an IV in me. Like 6 different IVs in me with needle IVs in me. 6 different ones. I think I counted them. And then I had 6 IVs in me. So I'm sitting with the 6 IVs in me. And then we go into another room. We head into another room, but before we go into another room, I'm sitting there in a hospital bed, like an actual hospital bed, and then they pull me up to like this little. It's not even like a room, but like it's this little. I'm sorry for keep saying and then, but they pull me up to this little room thing. Then I'm sitting there. It's not even like a room. It's like I don't know, but it's like they just this little area, like a little waiting area. I'm sitting in a waiting area. They put like a couple more IVs on me. And I'm sitting there all messed up, like I could barely lift my arms. I don't even know what I'm saying. And I'm sitting there just messed all the way up. So, they take me to the surgery room. They sit me on this table. Wait, am I missing something? Yeah, they sit me on this table. And, yeah, that's what happened there. They sit me on this table. And they put this thing on my face so, like, I can, like, pass out. So they can start doing surgery. So they put this thing on my face, and I'm just chilling there with this thing on my face on a table, like an actual table, just sitting there. I'm like, this is really happening. I'm literally just sitting there in surgery while they're about to do surgery. So I was like, okay. So I'm waiting for them to come back in the room. Well, some of the doctors. There was like 12 doctors in the room. So a whole bunch of more doctors come in the room. I finally pass out. That's all I remember. All I remember is sitting on a table, and then I'm waking up. I'm literally, it took like 5 seconds for me to pass out too. Like a minute, and I passed out. And I'm just sitting on the table, passed out, like just chilling there. So they do the surgery. I don't know what they were doing to me. So they do the surgery, and then I wake up. And then I'm gonna wrap this up because this video is pretty long. So I'm just sitting there on the table. I wake up, and all I see is my dad. My dad on the left side of me, and I'm like, "What time is it?" I said, "What day is it?" Like I thought it was like another day. I said, "What day is it?" He's like, "Oh, it's the same day. It's 5 o'clock." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Cause I thought it was like a whole another day. Like I fell asleep that long. Cause I woke up, I saw it was just dark around me. So I was like, it's the same day. It's just at 5 o'clock. And I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then they take me back to my room. I'm in the hospital for like 4 more days. And then I had to wait in there for another day. And I haven't eaten in like 5 days. Then I finally get to eat. And all I'm eating is broth. And it's not even really food. No, I had ate like 3 days later. It wasn't even food. It was just a liquid. It was a liquid. And it was really gross. And I had to eat that. And I'm sitting there crying. I don't remember why I was crying, but I was just crying. And I wasn't in pain either. And I was like having a hard time getting up. And then I finally went home after like a week. After a week, I was home. And I couldn't move. I can't move. I can't do anything. And me and my dad are both just in pain, just sitting there, all messed up. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I couldn't pretty much do anything I wanted for a whole month. Or no, not even a month, like a couple of weeks. And my friends made me some cards and stuff, so that was pretty cool. People that I didn't even get along with, they made me cards and stuff, so I thought that was great. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So I was in the hospital for that long. So yeah, that really sucked, and pretty much the moral of the story. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna get this up kind of long, and like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.